Hello and welcome to our viewers here in Nigeria and all around the world. This is Galaxy TV News. Let's get started. Ogun State government discloses plans to end HIV epidemic by 2020 in line with the Joint United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS vision. Also on the news, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike cautions army against partisanship. News outside Nigeria, photos of a man allegedly masturbating in a car outside a high school in Tunisia has prompted an outpouring of stories about sexual abuse and harassment experienced by women. We have details of these stories and more in just a moment. Now, many thanks indeed for joining us tonight. I am Kelly. Egiga, let's get things started in Ogun State as the state government has disclosed that it is determined to end the scourge of HIV epidemic by 2020 in line with the Joint United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS vision. Executive Secretary Ogun State Agency for the Control of AIDS made this known at a press conference to commemorate the 2019 World AIDS Day with the theme Communities Make the Difference, held in Abeokuta, the state capital. Now, the Secretary said the state has adopted a 1990 strategy to control the HIV transmission in the state. He also noted that communities have a major role to play in the elimination of the epidemic in the state, maintaining that efforts must be geared towards continually placing people and communities first through raising awareness on HIV and AIDS prevention.
By the year 2020, 0 new cases, 0 deaths. And this is achievable if we put our weight and our energy beyond this strategy. For our state, it was 3 points, 2.9 before, and now we are 1.6.
On his part, the Permanent Secretary of Ogun State Ministry of Health, Dr. Desoya Yinda, said the country has been battling with the virus since 1984 until 10 years ago when antiretroviral therapy was introduced to reduce the menace. Ayinde advised people to shun discrimination against people living with the virus, saying it could not be contacted through shaking of hands or eating together.
Ardent advice to our people to make sure that you know your status. Know your status. Discrimination is now downplayed.
And we stay in Ogun State as governor of that state, Dapo Abiodun, has disclosed that road accidents has claimed more lives than transmitted diseases in recent times. Abiodun stated this at the 4th Annual Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps Commanders Conference 2019 held in Abeokuta, the state capital. Abiodun, who spoke through his special advisor on security, Shola Zubari, hinted that road accidents had killed more young ones than adults for years. He stressed that reports from the World Health Organization (WHO) in 2018 had estimated that over 3,000 persons died annually in road crashes globally. Zubari submitted that it was necessary to improve the existing human resources to further strengthen the existing system of traffic laws for the sake of the people.
Under the leadership of His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun MFR is committed to investing so much in ensuring that roads within Ogun State are in good condition. According to a report of the World Health Organization in 2018, it has been estimated that over 3,000 persons die every day, and about 1.3 million die annually in road traffic crashes globally.
Now, on his part, the Ogun State commander of Trace, Seni Ogunyemi, expressed worry on the rate of accidents on roads in Ogun State with the attendant course, he advised motorists on the need to imbibe attitudinal change during the amber period, apply caution and observe traffic regulations to avert needless loss of lives and properties.
The bane of the road crashes that we always have on the road now, because bad negative attitude towards how to make proper use of the road, negative attitude towards the traffic managers on the road that is assisting you to make your journey smooth from origin to destination. That's it. The negative attitude of our road users to comply with the rules and regulation of motorways, negative attitude of our officers to even comply about safety of themselves.
And let's shift attention now to Ondo State, as the leader of female commercial drivers in that state has called on drivers to drive carefully during and beyond the fast approaching Yuletide. Speaking with Galaxy TV News correspondent Lebi Joseph, she said the association is currently sensitizing members against reckless driving. She also said the era of multiple accidents when Christmas is approaching should be over because there is more awareness among drivers. She also boasted that female drivers are more cool-headed than their male counterparts and employed drivers generally to stay away from alcohol while behind the wheel.
That people should abandon putting their vehicles in good order. So the essence of coming to this now is to ensure that in as much as people know that female drivers are more careful, we also need to sensitize ourselves more, because we have some female drivers that are young that are already into drug on the street.
In the meantime, for the rapid socio-economic development of Oyo State, the state government has solicited support and cooperation of all artisans across the state. Now, speaking at a town hall meeting held in Ibadan with some artisans, the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosu, maintained that all hands must be on deck for the progress of Oyo State. Correspondent Kunle reports that the Commissioner emphasized the need for effective collaboration and unity of purpose between the present administration and various artisans in the state and the interest of all residents. Now, also the Commissioner of Police in that state, Shino Lukolu, who was represented at the meeting by Emmanuel Bawa, charged participants to support the ambition of the present administration.
Collaboration and partnership. Most of business in developing countries die with the owners to lack of viable succession plan and good business acumen. Your work speak for you. That means whatever noble profession you are doing, do it conscientiously, because it will definitely speak for you, and you will have a token as a reward for good work.
You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. We are due for a break, but just ahead, Oyo State government urged to focus on education and agriculture. We have details of this story and more in just a moment. Join us again. Welcome back. You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. Now, for more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV Nigeria. You can follow or interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Galaxy TV or tweet at us at Galaxy TV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Official Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live update and comment. Now, Oyo State government has been advised to increase the allocations to education and agricultural sectors in the 2020 budget. Governor Seyi Makinde had last week presented the appropriation bill of 200.8 billion naira to members of the State House of Assembly, where 22.3% of the estimate was allocated to education and 4.43% to agriculture. Correspondent Kolojo reports that the governorship candidate of the African Action Congress in that state, Engineer Kinwale Laoshun, while speaking with journalists in Ibadan, commended the Seyi Makinde-led administration for its efforts, but maintained that the government should focus more on the two sectors.
I know 22.4% allocation has been made to education, approximately. 24% approximately to infrastructure development, 5.2% on health, and 4.4% on agriculture. Firstly, I would commend the government and the governor and the government for the allocation to education and infrastructure, but the allocation to agricultural sector, in my own view, being an agric engineer, also needs to be improved.
On the number of abandoned projects inherited from the last administration, and the Laosu appealed to the present administration to ensure that jobs are given to competent hands in order to avoid the mistakes of the past. He further appealed to the governor and his cabinet members to give priority to interests and aspirations of residents of the state.
Commend him for this because government is continuum, as we all know. However, I want to add and to impute that the government should make sure that jobs are given to competent companies, well-vetted companies who are able to deliver on what they have been given.
Let's turn to security now, as Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has advised top military personnel not to allow themselves be used by politicians because the security architecture suffers when politicians influence military operations. Governor Wike made the remarks while receiving the new General Officer Commanding 6th Division of the Nigerian Army Port Harcourt, Major General Felix Agogu, at the Government House. Addressing the GOC and senior military officers, the Rivers State Governor said the country will be better for it if the military restricts itself to security duties.
I'm a politician. Don't allow me to use you, because your job is your job. We use you, tomorrow we'll dump you. We shouldn't see ourselves as enemies. Enemies for who? Did we drag land?
He said the state government will continue to support the military to improve the security architecture, while the GOC thanked the governor for his support in army operations across the state. The GOC also used the visit to commend the Rivers State government for its support in establishing camps for the ongoing exercise Crocodile Smile 4.
And that is your core mandate, is to protect the country and fight criminalities. Look at what is happening in the country today. But for the military and for the military, I don't know what would have happened entirely in the country.
So, as a member of the security agency, I must come here and pay my compliments to the chief security officer of the state where my headquarters is.
The Nigerian Army believes in our professional calling. Professionalism is a key tenet that our chief has extolled to a very high level.
We stay with issues of security as farmers and herders in Bole community in Yola South local government area of Adamawa have signed a peace accord towards ensuring peaceful coexistence in the community. The state team leader of managing conflict in Nigeria, Abdul Kader Bello, said the gesture was part of the British Council's assistance towards building capacity of government, security and community institutions to resolve disputes more effectively. Now, Bello said the MCN supported the training of mediating committee members and the carrying out of mediation activities between the farmers and herders. Now, according to him, the terms of agreement will be put into a document which the parties formally signed, hoping that it will continue to promote peaceful coexistence and dialogue in the community.
It is that there are tensions within the communities of Bole between farmers and herders to support a reconciliation process. And the MCN program supported since last year by training, supporting in the training of mediation committees and carrying out the mediation activities between farmers and herders.
Now, also speaking at the ceremony, Babagari Beraya, the Executive Secretary of Murmushi Development Foundation, a non-governmental organization which initiated the accord, said the objective was to prevent conflicts between the two groups. Beraya said there is need to maintain peace, and Bole having sent similar tension brewing in the community.
Human area 2 years ago, where the herders and the farmers were so much into conflict that it resulted into war. Murmushi quickly took a look at the situation that is also existing within Bole community.
Now, in their separate remarks, representatives of farmers, Zira Tumba and herders, Malam Yao Isa, described the accord as timely and promised to abide by it.
We have signed the peace agreement. We, the farmers, will do everything possible to abide by the agreements signed. We are now one. We cannot be divided anymore because we have sworn that there will be no misunderstanding between us. Thanks to the British Council for this wonderful step taken. We promise not to disappoint them, rather to make them proud. We are happy with this development. It shows that peace has finally come to stay in Bole community. We the herders are out for peace. We will do everything possible to create serious awareness to our people because we cannot tolerate anyone that will breach the peace that is currently being enjoyed. With this, farmers can go to their farms without any intimidation. Enough of killing ourselves. Peace is the panacea for development.
From Adamawa, let's take you to Kano State, where the State Commissioner of Police, Habu Sani, says the State Command under his leadership will focus primarily on using community policing and its strategies to police the city while putting into cognizance the need for the rule of law and obedience to the nation's constitution in connection to human rights preservation. The police boss said involving the citizens in policing Kano State through community policing cannot be overemphasized.
And problem-solving approach will be properly adapted to police the state. In doing so, we shall integrate the key elements of border crime control and conflict management in our policing efforts.
Now, Galaxy's King Richard reports that Sani disclosed this while speaking to the heads of departments, divisions and area commanders. He said the public complaint channels against erring officers are going to be open and that human rights must be maintained optimally at all times while they carry out the duty of policing the people according to the Police Act and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Channels of forwarding complaints against the conduct of police officers are being improved with networking system for receiving instant messages and calls for prompt response.
And we stay in Kano, but this time to financial matters, as the Central Bank of Nigeria has bemoaned the refusal of Kano residents to open bank accounts or transact businesses through banks. The Kano branch controller of CBN, Ali Idris, said over 75% of Kano people do not use banks for anything. He said the Apex Bank is coming up with a sensitization program through which residents would be encouraged to open bank accounts with commercial banks.
last year by EFINA on financial inclusion, Kano happens to be one of the most excluded states financially, with a financial exclusion rate of 75.2%.
Ali said the central bank is working assiduously with commercial banks, microfinance banks and their agencies to get at least 1 million more residents to open account and start transacting businesses through them in Kano.
Later, the exercise will be done nationwide. The stakeholders of this exercise will comprise of banks, microfinance banks, the bank's agents, and other stakeholders.
Now let's take you to Delta State, where residents of Odu community in Delta State has called on the state government and the police command to look for proactive measures in tackling the increase in cult-related killings as the curfew imposed in the community is affecting their businesses. The residents who had hoped that the 2-month-old curfew would be scrapped before the Yuletide expressed their views on the present situation. Speaking on the need for proactiveness, some residents said the curfew has not helped matters.
Coffee really stop this cultism. Rather, it's affecting the masses. Like for us, I was working inside Warri before. The coffee, sometimes when you are coming to Odu Road, you will just be in haste, all to reach out before the keke will close. So that one is also affecting those that are working inside Warri that are going to market.
Increase of cultism in Delta State started from the grassroots when our parents stopped encouraging the children to involve in other social activities like the voluntaries and football clubs.
When the cultists strategize their own system of activities, the government does not know, because the government itself that imposes a curfew might be in his own house sleeping while the ones involved in the cultism acts will carry out their operation.
On his part, the Delta State Police Commissioner Deyinka Adeleke, when contacted, said the 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew imposed in the community is yielding desired results as hundreds of suspects and arms have been seized by the command. You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. International news is up next.
Welcome to the international scene. Photos of a man allegedly masturbating in a car outside a high school in Tunisia have prompted an outpouring of stories by women about the sexual abuse and harassment they have experienced. They are being shared under the hashtag Enazeda, which means Me Too in Tunisian Arabic. The man in the photos is a recently elected MP, Zuhi Makalov, who denies the allegations, saying he was about to urinate in a bottle as he is a diabetic. Women wearing Enzada t-shirts gathered outside Parliament earlier this month when MPs were being sworn in, demanding the case be investigated. The MP technically enjoys parliamentary immunity now, though a judge is still examining the case. The images were taken in October by a student who alleges the politician had been harassing her. Outrage over the case prompted Aswat Nisa, a government organization meaning women's voices, to launch a closed group on Facebook called hashtag Enazeda.
Welcome back with our reports. We conclude our news at this time. For more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. You can follow or interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GalaxyTV. or tweet at us at Galaxy TV. Now don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Official Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live update and comment. And that's your Galaxy TV news at this time. Our newsroom will be back at 9 p.m. with our primetime news. I am Kelly Egiga. Thank you for watching.